I completely relate in how your approach is to um, make sure that that brand voice is disseminated correctly throughout those campaigns. On our side, when we do digital business information management, kind of more on the organic and the listings and the profiles, that's something that's so important, right? You want to make sure that brand voice is the one that's elevated because that's ultimately what what the brand is all about. That's the value prop. And that's part of the sales. And that's why we're pushing the messaging that we're pushing, right?
Mhm.
But something that you had said, which I thought was really awesome, is that even though you're running hyper localized specific campaigns to support, like let's say you're running a campaign in Hawaii versus one in Pennsylvania, they're going to look different, right?
Mhm.
But there might be some overlap of best practices that you can gain those learnings and implement across the board on all of the campaigns.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're looking at, say, a Google search advertising campaign for a plumber franchise,
Hmm.
there are just going to be a certain set of keywords and a certain set of ads that are just going to perform the best, regardless of
Yes.
where you're at. Now,
Yes.
there are going to be some localizations, obviously, and you have to customize the geo targeting and things like that. But it's something where you're going to pretty quickly find out these ads are great and these ads are not great, or these are the settings that are successful across the widest variety of franchise locations.
Hmm.
Another thing too that we'll make sure and input, and some franchises have this, others don't. But if there's any territory restrictions, let's say a brand has zip code territories that the franchisees are allowed to market within or advertise within. That becomes really important when you've got adjacent franchisees or you've got adjacent territories and you want to prevent overlap between the
Yes.
locations. So,
Yeah.
in addition to giving them a standard proven template to run campaigns from and localizing those campaigns for each of the local markets, we also want to make sure that we're not overlapping and we're not competing with ourselves. And so that's really where, all the different tools and support functions within the Adplorer system are all built
Mhm.
specifically to manage and to solve these problems.